They'll be calling you a radical. This is breaking, and let me tell you why this is so scary. This is a nightmare. So they burned down the freaking, I mean, think about it. You think about a year ago what was going on in Washington. Oh, they pulled it off. They burnt down the emperor's house. Yeah, I know it's a president. KAZAKHSTAN. So total freaking chaos. There's reports at least 8 cops were killed. There's reports, and I don't know if it's true, that are hundreds of protesters have been killed. There's open fire going by the police, whatever. Russia's been called in to, I mean, think about Russia being called in. Is I thought the United States occupied Kazakhstan. So this is what's so concerning about this is the Polygon. Do you know about the Polygon? Well, I used to protest in front of the White House when they were staging the troops. When we went off to Afghanistan to kill the Taliban, we staged the troops at the Polygon. Remember when we boycotted the Olympics for the invasion of Afghanistan. They used this as the Russian test site. They were testing like our Nevada tip 1010. They tested nuclear waste over there, the burn pit, you know. What blows my mind is Joe Biden, you know, they had burn pits in Iraq too. But this is the worst of the worst of the worst. It was until Fukushima happened, you know. So this is what's scary. They're, I mean, on the verge of civil war over there. I mean, this, like that, you know. The United States invasion and what we did, the Russian invasion of these parts of the world, the nuclear waste, the stuff that's left over there. So when I'd protest in the White House, you know, in the 2002, 3 days, my days as anti-nuclear activist, the peace activist, I was not born with these scars across my face. I'm like, you're really going to stage the troops at the Polygon? You talk one of the most radioactive, toxic, well, probably the most radioactive place in the world. Well, that was before Fukushima happened. Now, jet stream moves left to right. That's us here, you know. So I'm telling the troops, they're laughing at me. They're not laughing now. You know what the incident of cancer, deadly cancer, of troops that are there? So you don't think rebels know this? You don't think different factions that are trying to gain power understand the nuclear waste is just not just by Russia. The United States has got so much leftover military hardware, you know, on the verge in the Ukraine. Oh boy, what a nightmare we've created in this freaking old world order. So I want to get back to this. In 2015, I'm the guy that first reported that half of all the antelope dropped dead immediately. Oh, it was just a new nasal bacteria, half, 200,000, like that. Just so we know from Chernobyl, factually, that fungi, algae, sound familiar? Black, the Pacific Ocean, remember the blob? I'm the first guy that started reporting you could physically see it clear back then. We know that it started to grow at Chernobyl and started to mutate and change and alter. Oh, just a nasal bacteria that just happened right where the old Polygon is. Oh, no. You can't draw any cause, just like we can't talk Spanish flu and the biological weapons testing that was going in the trenches in front. You can't talk about that. Why? So you can't talk about the origins of this virus we got, this pandemic. You can't talk about it. Okay. So, scary shit. I'll do more on this. You know, you're talking one of the most radioactive, well, it was the most radioactive place on the face of the fucking earth. And you don't think I know? Oh, I know. When Afghanistan shades the troops at Kazakhstan to kill the Taliban, went off to Iraq to get Dick Cheney and friends. A big old said, what about that Fukushima? What about the Russian Peninsula when everything washed up dead? Just an algae, just a fungus. There's a new fungus among us. Yeah. Fukushima nuclear meltdowns, nuclear waste, 75 years of this. So I'll post a bunch of links. But it's like the Ukraine. I did videos about the Ukraine when Obama was pulling that dog and pony show. God, what it. Bush dumb, Obama dumber, Trump dumbest. Now we got sliding with Biden. Oh my God, what a 20 years. Let's boycott the invasion of Afghanistan. Let's boycott the Olympics. Oh, let's boycott the China games. What about the Fukushima games? Rikeki Yiki on Balco on chemo. Kevin Blanch on Balco on chemo. Unbelievable what is going on here. Radioactive, radioactive. You're talking one of the most. How about right here? Let's get over, yeah. Where we have the radioactive, the White Sea, where the SMR blew up. Yup, remember that on 8/8/2019? Radioactive, radioactive, radioactive. Zarbamba, remember that? They thought a meteor hit. It knocked the Earth off its axis. Do you know Fukushima, the earthquake was so big that it moved the Earth? I feel the Earth move under my feet. You're talking one of the most radiant. So in the Ukraine, when that whole thing was going on, rebels had circled one of the reactors with explosives around it. And they circled it. I put up a video about that. And it was widely reported by international INT before they got bought out by BBC by them. But anyway, I put it out. They immediately take it down. Just like on the China reactor. That reactor's right there. The Taishan reactor. It's near Taiwan. I put out a video on that when it happened in 2018. It was on the front page of Reddit. They took it down. Now we know because they sent the imminent radiation letter from here to Jennifer Hall. Let's see. Now which days jet stream moves like this? My uncle will be buried at Arlington the 20th of this month. The famous fighter pilot. One thing I learned. The Earth is not that big. Breaking news. Jet stream moves left to right. Breaking news. Radioactive, radioactive. This is a big breaking story. Where the deer and the antelope used to play, I used to say. Just half of them at once are up dead. I'll do more on this. Stay tuned.